Right, welcome. We've got Kai Furlong, co-director from the Line Building Group. He's going to team up with Tafe Illawarra with some training videos. Welcome, Kai. There you go.
Thanks, Brett.
Mate, we're going to ask you some questions with regards to estimating for the boys that are doing Certificate 4. And we're going to start off with excavation. So, quickly, what unit rates do you use, or do you use unit rates in estimating for excavation?
For excavation, we use unit rates on a flat site.
Yeah.
But for a sloping site, we always tend to PC them. So put an allowance on there, and that gets adjusted as the prices come in. The reason for that is, you know, with a sloping site, there's so much uncertainty as to what's under there, how much is coming out.
Yeah.
And generally, as you're bulking out, there's extra costs in excavating it, transferring the dirt to the top of the site, trucking it away.
Right. So you'll have a guesstimate. You'll guesstimate it as best.
Definitely a guesstimate.
And then you put a PC on, which is, you know, prime cost that the client's going to be aware of, and then when you finish the excavation, then you charge them accordingly, or they have a deduction. Just depends.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, so we'll always we have to put a PC, and you never know how much the dirt's going to cost to get rid of.
Yeah.
We generally have a handful of farms or places that we can dump the dirt for free.
Okay.
If we have an excess of wet weather, we have to pay. So we always generally allow that we have to pay. So $16
so there's a chance of a cost saving for the client.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
Always estimate on the high side, but then there's always that, you know, it's hard to do that because then you're trying to be competitive with the quote as well. So
right, okay.
Finding the happy medium is always difficult.
Yeah, yeah. Now, do you get any subbies involved with relation to the excavation? Do they do any pricing?
Subbies, excavator drivers generally won't quote excavation. There are a couple that'll do it, but generally
it's just an hourly cost.
Yeah, generally their price, if they do it, it's liable to rise and fall anyway. So right, okay. It always comes back to the builder. So it's back on the builder. And mate, we'll keep going. We'll go for another minute. I was going to ask you about concreting. Okay.
Okay, so for estimating concreting, do you use unit rates for that?
Certain situations we use unit rates. If it's a first floor slab, obviously the quantities are hard quantities, so we'll definitely do that.
Yeah.
For groundwork, sloping site again, we're very hesitant to use unit rates for that. It's just there's too many variables.
Too many variables, yeah.
Flat site, you know, if you're using a waffle pod slab, they're fairly accurate, so we can use unit rates for them.
Yeah. Suspended slab?
Suspended slab, definitely. Slab on fill is always a bit harder because there's a fill element. Okay, and generally the slab on fill will be on a sloping site.
Yeah.
So we try to PC it as accurately as we can.
Yep.
But yeah.
So it's still PCs for concrete slab on ground often?
Often it is, yeah. Sometimes you'll get yourself in a situation where the architect or the client will demand a fixed price for these items, and we do push hard to PC those, but if you're really being pushed into a situation that you have to fix it, you just have to allow higher.
Okay, and then once that price is finalised, you let the client know straight away, don't you?
Absolutely.
So it doesn't blow out at the end of the job.
Yeah, that's right. So once, when we're reconciling the PCs, we get all the invoices in, and we'll try and reconcile that on the next invoice. There's just no point in waiting to the end. Clients want to know where they're going, and they've got other selections to make with other variables during the contract.
Okay.
Tiles, PCs, and all those sorts of things. And
do the subbies, with the concreting, do the subbies get involved? Do they price it themselves?
Concreters will actually price it, but you'll just, generally on their quote, there is a lot of variables as well. So they'll say, you know, X allowance for piers or Y allowance for blowouts on footings.
Yeah.
And so generally when we're doing that and we're pushing that into a quote, it's called back-to-back subcontracting. So all the terms and conditions in their quote to us, we'll put that into our quote.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kai Furlong, well done.
Thanks, Brett.
Thanks, mate.